Another day, another report about the Z Fold line of phones from South Korea. Today, we're looking at a headline from a website whose name I don't think I'm even going to try to say. SISA Journal-E. I don't know how you would say that. SISA? SISA? I have no... I said I wouldn't do it, and I did it anyways. Samsung Electronics expects to launch an entry-level foldable phone, lowers specifications, such as processor. Now, this is an interesting article for a couple of reasons. I'll do my best to break it all down as we go through this. We're going to try and pull the most important stuff out of this article. First thing you need to know, why is it relevant? This is a South Korean publication. Well, because Samsung is in South Korea, so the idea there would be they have some sort of inside track to what's going on in that company. So let's start. A very good place to start in the beginning. The entry-level foldable phone expected to be released by Samsung Electronics this year is expected to have lower application processor, display, and battery specifications compared to flagship products. Now, you may notice here immediately, they just refer to it as entry-level foldable phone. They don't say Z Fold, they don't say Z Flip, just entry-level foldable phone. And that is where the first bit of interesting comes in. Let me take you to this article, based on this article from Sam Mobile. I saw this article, it seemed confusing to me, so I didn't say anything about it. Then another article came along and now they've updated. Look at the update. The earlier version of this story speculated the upcoming cheaper foldable would be a Z Flip 6 version. However, it now seems the report could be talking about a cheaper version of the Z Fold 6. They've even amended their headline from what it said earlier. Let's go back to this article. And I think this is where maybe they started thinking Z Flip. So according to the electronic components industry, so presumably they're getting some intel from the supply chain side of things, they are preparing to launch a new low-end foldable within the year. The dual camera module is expected to maintain the level of existing products. Dual camera. So that might be what got them thinking Z Flip, because the Z Folds have 3 cameras. Perhaps this Z Fold 6A, 6FE, whatever they might call it, perhaps it's going to lose the ultra wide, the telephoto, something like that. But then they go on to describe the camera setup on both devices, the Z Flip and the Z Fold. And they talk about how there's a significant difference between those cameras and the cameras on the S series because it's a foldable, it's thinner, there's a hinge, so they kind of explain that a little bit. So after that, they spend a little bit of time talking about how the camera module is going to be similar in structure to existing foldables, and then they go on to say that the specifications will be almost similar to existing models and that the supply chain will proceed without much change from the existing model. So we have a foldable that's going to be lower end, entry level, similar cameras to what we are used to, perhaps dropping to a dual camera setup. Now this last paragraph, according to the smartphone industry, the price of Samsung Electronics entry-level foldable phone model is estimated to be less than $800, half the price of the Z Fold 5, which is the top model in the foldable phone lineup. Now you may notice, I'm going to link to this in the description, I don't see anywhere in here where they explicitly say that it is a fold or a flip. They're being very vague about this. At this point, you may be thinking to yourself, Shane, this seems like they might be talking about a Z Flip 6. Dual camera, $800? This might be a cheaper Flip series, which has been not rumored at all. Well, let's do some investigation. Let's jump to Twitter. And you can see here where Sam Mobile actually initially tweeted this, still says Z Flip 6, a relic of a bygone era. And you can see down here that reputable tech leaker Revegnus responded to this. So let's jump into his response. The article doesn't say anything about it being a cheaper version of the Flip 6. I strongly suspect this entry-level foldable will be a fold type. Now, they got a response back from this individual who is the actual journalist from Sam Mobile who wrote this article. They say it says it will have a dual camera similar to the existing model. I think they're talking about a Flip 5 in that regard. Revegnus responds and says there's a mistranslation. This term here means among, not dual, as in dual camera module. Now, I'm not going to sit here and tell you back in that article exactly what that sentence was going to be. I don't speak Korean, but Revegnus here says it's a mistranslation. So that bit about it being a dual camera appears to be inaccurate. And based on this bit of information, the author of this article went back, and that's what prompted the changes to be made. So if you get rid of that part, what we have is an entry-level foldable device that's going to have the same camera setup or a very similar camera setup to the ones that were already there. And we're looking at $800. I mean, let's round up and say it's $999 or something like that. A lot of the time when you just convert, money from one country to another, things get a little bit weird. 800 seems like a weird number. They're not going to do $799. $999 though would be absolutely crazy still and would make a bit more sense to me. Personally, of all the rumors that we have seen of an entry-level Z Fold, this is the most difficult one for me to believe. I just really, really have a hard time believing we're going to have a sub-$1,000, as low as $800 Z Fold. But yet that is what it seems like this publication is indicating. And of course, it's not just me coming to this conclusion. 9to5 Google's read the same thing, and they think it's a Z Fold 6 as well. People that have ties do think that it is indicating exactly that. Again, I don't know that I believe this. This seems insane to me, but that's what it's pointing towards, guys. Now, keep in mind another fun little thing. Qualcomm just announced a Snapdragon 8S Gen 3, or maybe it's 8 Gen 3S, something like that. It's basically like a slightly cut down version of the Snapdragon 8 Gen 3. So we've heard that this thing is going to be running sort of cut down hardware. Does that maybe save some money? We've heard from people like Ross Young, who is, I believe, the CEO of Display Supply Chain Consultants, that this thing could be lacking the digitizer for the S Pen, which could make it a bit thinner, but also save on cost as well. We have heard these rumors of a cut-down hardware device with the same size screens as the one that we have seen in renders from, I believe, smartpre.com. It's all sort of coming together, and let me just say this. While I am skeptical of this last little nugget, if it were to be true, my word, what a game changer this would be. As Samsung sees their market share on foldables drop, projections that they may actually lose their first place spot to Huawei in 2024. You want to fight back hard? You launch a sub-$1,000 Z Fold device, and let me just tell you my prediction, it will sell. People will buy it. It's one of the biggest barriers of entry. $1,800 versus less than $1,000. That's going to make a big difference. But guys, let me know what you think in the comments down below. I know the rumors are crazy. They're swirling. I know some of you don't like these rumors, and if you don't, stop watching these videos. This is for people who enjoy speculating, enjoy the rumors, and don't care if some of them don't turn out to be perfectly correct. It's fun. It's meant to be fun. Hit those comments down below, guys. Thanks for watching. Subscribe for more. I'll see you on the next one. And until next time, stay nerdy, my friends.